Corner Gaming.
Bullshit Corner.
Back to Makoto and Mukuro. Thanks to the heated battle that was unfolding in gymnasium, Mukuro Ikusaba was able to buy more time than she had imagined. As soon as she entered the nurse's office, she rummaged around for medical supplies and did what she could to stop the bleeding. Though still quite shallow, Makoto's breathing had slowly stabilized. Mukuro let out a little sigh of relief. However, even though she was somehow able to stop the bleeding, she wasn't out of the woods yet. Miraculously enough, it seemed like none of Makoto's major arteries or organs were damaged. Was this perhaps thanks to his ultimate luck? Or it's like thinking, right? It's just the spear went through his side and all his organs was like, make whole here, we will not die, I will not falter. And the organs just started spreading around the wound. Or maybe he wasn't actually all that lucky. After all, the only sort of medical treatment he could hope for was partial at best. Yeah, his luck still works strange. Any bad luck happens to him causes immediate good luck for him. So, there's that, right? Unlike Komeda, where other people's bad luck is his good luck. Mukuro couldn't decide. If only I could do a blood transfusion. The nurse's office should have had several blood bags for transfusions. Mukuro suspected that Makoto's blood type might be written in his e-handbook as she reached over to search his pockets. I need to know, okay, it's MONOKUMA. So it's just making sure that it's not like Junko walking out the corner of the room, walking from the shadows like it happened in Family Guy and The Simpsons. I don't remember what happened in South Park, but it happened.
I see you're reaching for sleeping boy's clothes. What in the world is about to happen next? Adults can't keep playing, but you kids better press the B button, okay?
Exclamation. Mukuro turned toward her familiar voice and saw MONOKUMA standing before her.
You're all alone in the corner right now. Just think of me as a cute wild animal, let your lust lead the way.
As headmaster,
As the headmaster, I must prevent any illicit sexual relationships, but physical education classes are just fine, missy.
though he looked just like the one that was at the gym, was clearly a different MONOKUMA. Multiple MONOKUMAs had been placed throughout the entire academy, so it wasn't a stretch for him to suddenly appear out of nowhere. Regardless, the same person was controlling all of them. Mukuro had been very wary of MONOKUMA attacking her while she was treating Makoto's wounds, but his appearance at this particular moment seemed to take her by surprise. Junko? Junko? MONOKUMA tilted his head along with his entire upper body inquisitively.
Junko? Who's that? Junko? I've never heard of that country before.
No more jokes. Answer me, Junko. You were planning to kill me earlier, right?
Junko this, Junko that, what's your problem? I'm telling you, I'm MONOKUMA. You must be a big disappointment if you can't even remember something like that. You're not just a disappointment as a person, you're a disappointment as a sister too. You're too skinny, your brain's nothing but muscles, and your personality is just unbearable.
I'm sorry? She didn't need to apologize, but hearing her little sister call her a disappointment yet again was enough to make the ultimate souls recoil. MONOKUMA ignored her and her current situation, climbed on top of Makoto's barely breathing body, and began poking his cheeks.
So what are you gonna do with Mukuro now? I'm really interested in mutant human mating habits now.
What are you? MONOKUMA lowered his tone and began whispering into her ear.
Makoto's a pretty nice guy, huh? He would sacrifice himself to save you. He's so generous that he's actually hopeless.
He's not dead yet. Despite her firm tone, she couldn't hide the fear lingering in her voice.
That's the most disappointing thing about you. You can't even say, I won't let him die.
I won't let him die, Junko. Mukuro could barely get a word in as MONOKUMA erupted into poo-hoo-hoos and ha-ha-ha-ha-ha and continued to torment her.
As if you could do that. Too bad, don't regret. See you tomorrow. Is this all because Mukuro was the first person to smile at you? You disappointing, depressing, unladylike, inhuman killing machine.
That's where the I don't even know the off and off of the ship for this too, but Makoto and Mukuro ship pretty easily in like the Danganronpa space fandom buzz, and it was hinted at Trigger Happy Ever when it came out, like people were like, it was like in the background buzz, and then F happened, and then it was like, we are there. Despite denying that he was Junko, Monokuma began speaking at length about Mukuro's past. His contradiction was very much like Junko. Mukuro was so shaken that all she could do was watch the pair prattle on and on.
Only the fit survive in this world. Only thing that kind-hearted people can do is die, you know? As proof, you're gonna watch Makoto die really soon.
He won't die. Mukuro's tone of voice had become irregular ever since Junko took off a wig. Ever since she took off a Junko wig. Shit. I read that so wrong. Aside from a conversation with Makoto, everything she said as Junko was from a script that her sister had written. But now, there was no script for Mukuro to rely on anymore. Mukuro was treating Monokuma like she would treat her own sister. Yeah, the way Mukuro would react to Junko sometimes is super hilarious in that second season, pretty cool. If other students saw her acting so weak, they never believed she was the same person who fought Sakura in the gym. And not just that, anyone from a mercenary past could see her now. Her stark change in attitude might make them think she was someone else entirely. Monokuma would continue to rail against Mukuro.
No, he's gonna die. I know it's sad, but you just have to face the facts.
Monokuma wriggled his limbs and danced around, then pointed right to Mukuro's face.
Because Makoto's going to die by your hands.
Huh?
Infighting among the terrorists. The big bad terrorist silences the weak-willed Makoto before he can leak any information. Doesn't that happen all the time? In the end, all the desperate things you said in the gym turn out to be lies you told just to escape.
Mukuro frowned at Monokuma. You can't do that, Junko. I won't let you do that. As she blurted out these words in a trembling voice, Mukuro was gripped in her confusion about what she had just said. Am I defying Junko right now? I don't know. Only way you could defy him more was you flip to the bird, pull down pants, bend over here, kiss this place color here, part of my ass. I'm just saying. Why? It was a strange feeling. To Mukuro, it was like she was standing on the ledge of a tall building and imagining what would happen if she jumped. Weird analogy. It shocked the feeling akin to holding a friend's baby and wondering what would happen if he tripped and fell. Weird analogy. Before she knew it, fear and anxiety had suddenly taken control of Mukuro's heart. As a member of Femrir, and as an ultimate despair, Mukuro had killed innumerable people. She had handled live grenades before. She had descended from the sky in a parachute as anti-aircraft weaponry fired all around her. Her heart never wavered on the battlefield, but now it felt like it could collapse at any second. Monokuma, however, was as stable as a tree, and slightly tilted his head towards the side. It may be as stable as a tree, but you do not specify strength, type of tree, evergreen, how thick the branches are, how thick the bark is. Like, is it a baby tree? Is it a big tree? For all I know, it could be a seed. You're not making sense here, game.
What did you listen to my story? I'm not the one who's going to kill Makoto, you are.
What are you saying, Junko? Monokuma began giving a strange explanation to a very confused Mukuro.
Do you know what the suspension bridge effect really means? It means you push the person you love off a bridge and they'll be yours for eternity.
What? I'll do research after the video and then I'll be back on that one. I haven't heard that at all.
Life doesn't always follow you what your textbooks say. It's sad, but that's what love is.
His words made no sense, and Mukuro couldn't think of anything to say as she stood there dumbfounded. Meanwhile, Monokuma continued his little speech, intentionally saying that things meant to antagonize Mukuro.
Basically, this is your big chance, you know? If you kill Makoto right here, right now, nobody will ever take him away from you again. Makoto Nagi, dead by dawn.
Is that the name of your new book? Your new series? Monokuma has written a few books in his lifetime. That sounds like something. Or is it like a game, Dead by Daylight, it's Dead by Dawn, you're trying to put your own, like not affected by the copyright standards and use your own horror characters like Sakura or Gami.
The last name he ever spoke was Mukuro Ikusaba. The last person he ever smiled at was Mukuro Ikusaba. Doesn't it just sound wonderful?
There's a certain appeal to Monokuma's twisted suggestion, and Mukuro found herself unsure of her own judgment. This is wrong. It has to be wrong. But it's really Junko saying all this. So doesn't that mean it's right? Do not analyze. Not psychoanalyze. Do not, bruh. Do not. The entire situation's fucked up, you know it? Just don't. No, this isn't Junko. It's Monokuma. Monokuma, 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 Monokuma.
Are you sure you want out Makoto? Once he gets better, he's gonna know everything. He'll know what you did to your classmates. I can't believe you had actually read your own friends' memories of their time together and forced them to kill each other. Makoto might get mad at you and say, our real enemy isn't the bear, it's her. Do you really want him to blame you for this?
Look, my buzz is, right? If you know your sister is a little bit of a manipulative bitch at this point, I would, essentially ignore the absolute shit out of her. But, unfortunately, Mukuro is very into that bitch, so there's no ignoring it in a sense. Mukuro's face turned pale.
Why are you going to kill the others? If everyone except you and Makoto dies, he'll be able to spread the rest of her school's life together.
Let's not spread.
We can hold a class trial with only 2 people. It might be a good idea for you both to live the rest of your lives in the academy forever.
No, that's wrong.
And what are you gonna do if his memories return? It's not like you were dating Makoto or anything. You were just watching him from afar the whole time.
Like Sayaka. It's no different from Sayaka, bruh. It's no different from Sayaka.
Man, you're so shy. You can shoot people's hearts and praise, no problem, but you can't even woo some stupid boy into liking you. You wanna know who Makoto had a crush on before his memories are taken away?
Mukuro trembled as Monokuma continued pressing the issue, gradually loosening the screws, keeping her heart secure. So Mukuro chose to pretend she didn't hear anything at all, which was what you should have done to begin with. All emotion vanished from her face, and she looked silently for Makoto's handbook.
If you're looking for his blood type, it's not written in the handbook.
Mukuro's face turned pale. Within 5 seconds, her plan to ignore Monokuma had already failed.
But the headmaster's made up of 50% kindness. I'll tell you anyway. Makoto's blood type is B.
As soon as she heard him say that, all anxiety, horror, hostility, malice, and dead churning within Mukuro had completely vanished. Thank you, Junko. Mukuro's eyes sparkled without a hint of suspicion, so she turned her back to Monokuma without a hint of suspicion, and walked to the refrigerator containing her blood packs. Fresh blood packs should have been prepared before the plan took effect. I lost in cold storage for 21 days. He should still be good. Despite her emotionless face, Mukuro let herself feel a small amount of satisfaction as she took a blood pack from the refrigerator. As Monokuma watched her, his normally emotionless eyes twitched ever so lightly. If a third party could see his face right now, or even the other students could see his face right now, they'd wonder. Is Monokuma surprised? That's right. They'd have the same shocked look on their faces, as if they were seeing Monokuma for the first time. At that moment, a whisper crept out of Monokuma's emotionless face.
There should be a limit how disappointed you can be.
It was far quieter than a mosquito's wings. Even with a battle-hardened hearing, Mukuro couldn't hear what he said. Monokuma shook his head, and the voice returned to normal.
It's not like I care that you, the ultimate despair, has hope in anything. It's not like I expected much from you to begin with. So at least, this'll at least help me feel despair. But seriously, you disappoint me. Just so you know, despair and disappointment are completely different things, okay? As different as bears and pandas.
Yes, there is a difference. There is. There is a difference, massive difference. But when you look at them, when you truly understand just by seeing, could you truly say, yeah, they don't share some family up in the ancestry somewhere? Can you truly say that? Can you truly say that? What are you? Mukuro's body started to shake as she turned back to look at Monokuma. He hadn't started talking any differently than usual. Shunko hadn't turned off the voice modulator and started talking in a real voice or anything. Yet Mukuro was utterly terrified. She was terrified on instinct, not as a soldier. Half the reason she was terrified was because her instincts as the ultimate despair. And the other half was because she was Junko's older sister. Even through Monokuma, her instincts were telling her that Junko was annoyed with her. Junko? Why? Why are you annoyed? Is it because I betrayed you? Or is it because I didn't die like you wanted me to?
I'm beyond annoyed. I'm really angry, and I'm really disappointed right now. I'm so pissed I could take a rage nap right now.
And I'll do that. Rage nap. Insert bookmark. End here. Assume my honorable creature. Watch your like, subscribe, face the keyword a couple of times. Don't forget to always check out all links in the description. Especially our second channel, Exhausted Genshin. And yeah, pray for me.
Basically, this is your big chance, you know? If you kill Mikoto right here, right now, nobody will ever take him away from you again. Mikoto Knight, Dead by Dawn.
Is that the name of your new book? Your new series? Well, Monokuma has written a few books in his lifetime. That sounds like something.